Hey guys, I'm talking. I want to do a video. Me and my wife want to do a video about the hours of service and a trip log. Reason why we want to do an hours of service video. We have the safety blitz coming, or the safety something coming up, June the 5th through the 7th, and what they're going to be cracking down on is hours of service, logs, and all this stuff. And then we also want to shoot how to do a trip sheet, all in the same video. So you're gonna get two nuggets for the price of one video. First and foremost, I want to start off by saying with these electronic logs and how Covenant does. The Covenant may be a little bit different than everybody else, but with Covenant, there we are on the Omnitrax Qualcomm, so their hours of services are a little bit different.
Home messaging.
With the hours of service, you just want to make sure, especially with the electronic logs.
You have 7 hours and 30 minutes of remaining drive time.
Especially with the electronic logs, you want to make sure you're checking after yourself. And the reason why I say that is when you come in, of course, when you come in with your trainer, you're going to learn all about this. I don't have enough time to go through, everything about the laws, but only thing I can tell you, is just the stuff that you need to check out there. You want to make sure you do a 15-minute or 15 to 20-minute post-trip or pre-trip. Pre-trip when you start, post-trip when you end. You want to make sure those things are logged. You want to make sure your when you fuel, you want to make sure that's logged. You want to make sure when you're hooked, when you hook to a trailer, and when you unhook, you want to make sure that's logged. You want to make sure when you check in at a shipper, when you have a DOT inspection, or when you have to scale a load, make sure you log that stuff. You want to make sure you're doing your new load information. Like that was a biggie for us. I know before Covenant came out with those updates, they wasn't kind of reminding you how to do it. I mean, they wasn't reminding you to do it, so points would just add up. But I like the new. That's one thing I like about the new system. It reminds you to do them on the dates. You don't have no new load information for these dates. So I kudos to that. But you just want to be real careful about these logs and make sure you check on them, certify them, add them. Just make sure you pay close attention to them, because if not, you're going to be seeing my guy, Mr. Avery, or some more people in the safety department at Covenant Transport to do a log class, and depending on how bad it is, we may have to shut down for a day or so or whatever. But you just want to pay attention to this stuff, because all this stuff is critical. All this stuff adds up, especially with this road safety blitz.
RoadCheck.
Yeah, RoadCheck that's about to come up, and they're really being specific about hours of service. So even with us, we're going to be tightening up on this stuff too. So that was the hours of service portion. The next thing I want to talk about is scanning paperwork in. All right, this is old paperwork. These are old paperwork, trip sheet, and this was a part of a bill from UPS. With Covenant, you usually get your load assignment on the Qualcomm, and then we have an app so we get it on our phone, and that app is really helpful especially when it's time to do paperwork and scanning and all this stuff, because it has some scanning app that they have in the truck stop, but it's already built in the app. Transflow, they have that. So and it's free, so that's a plus too.
The app is free.
Yeah, the app is free. really, with Covenant, let's say you get a load assigned to you. You will pull up your workflow. Let's just say you do all the stuff that you're supposed to do. Let's just say, give you an example. You do all the things that you're supposed to do, right? So now it's time to scan the load in. You got all check marks. This right here is your order number. This right here is your leg number. You always gonna put the order number on your trip sheet. Now you don't really have, there's no place for the leg number, but you're always gonna put that order number. Now this stuff is not gonna match because this is two different loads. So let me start off by saying that. So what you're gonna do is you can go down to the app. You can go down to the app, or you can use the QuailCom. And what you're basically gonna be looking at, let's see, let me put this down. Basically what you're going to be looking at, okay, you're going to put the driver's name, driver 1, driver 2, doesn't matter who's 1 or 2. You're going to put where did it start at, and then where is it going once you get through. Then if you have any expenses, or if you have authorization numbers for any expenses like load straps,
scale tickets.
Well, not even scale tickets, not no more, because you get it from the corporate car. Hotels, or load straps, all this stuff, light bulbs, all this, headlights, whatever. You put it right here. And then you will sign here. Then your co-driver will sign there, if you have a co-driver. And you will put your loaded miles here and your empty miles there. So let me give you an example. Huh?
If you have a hazmat number?
Oh yeah, and if you have a hazmat number, you will put your hazmat number there. Mm-hmm. If you don't, our trainer taught us just to mark a little line right there. So how would you know? How would you know if you got loaded miles or empty miles? Well, on the app, it'll tell you as well. But on here on the QuailCom, it'll tell you too. The loaded miles 853.
And the
empty miles 0.
Because
there wasn't no empty miles. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's basically it about that trip sheet. Anything else you want to add on to it, baby?
No, I think you covered everything.
And always when you scan it in using the phone, get your confirmation number and put it on your paperwork, and then also put the date, so that way it'll be easier to catch up on the miles. To count the miles for that week.
Or if they having a problem back at Covenant and they need your tell you scanning the load, but you know, oh my goodness, what is he doing? Look like he's about to hit that pole. But if they tell you scanning the load and you already scanned the load, and you go back to confirmation number, the date, and just tell them you already did it and give them that confirmation number.
Yep. Remember,
it happened to us before, plenty of time.
Trip number, truck number, where it started, where it ended, driver 1, driver 2, signature, authorization or advances that you pulled off, employee ID of the authorization, they got it, and the driver name, and then the loaded miles, empty miles, hazmat number if you pulling the hazmat load.
Yep.
That is it. It is hot. We finna get ready to roll. I want to thank everybody, especially from Covenant Transport. Everybody that we saw. Thank you. Safety Department, Logs, everybody. We really appreciate you guys' support. We are out of here. Gangs Lifestyle.